This is DZR in JWP, a discussion of danzan-ryu jiu-jitsu topics using the JWP Japanese word processor. I'm your host, Professor George Arrington, the editor of the danzan-ryu jiu-jitsu homepage, or www.danzan.com. Today's video is a continuation of the previous one on martial arts vocabulary, part 2 of anatomy. So let's get right into the subject. Okay, so we were talking about anatomy and we left off at the hands and the fingers. So now we're going to look at the chest. The chest is pronounced mune, mune. And the kanji for that looks like this, mune. Okay? And bosom or breast or chest, heart, or it could be feelings as well. So mune. And you can see again the niku radical here, the meat radical, is in the body part name. Okay, the next one, the back. The back is se, se. And the kanji for that looks like this, se. Alrighty? And that one is also used for stature or height or back. Okay? Back. Now, also, just from a martial arts standpoint, you may know this term, sei oi nage, and I'll just write that one out for you. Sei oi nage, and that literally means to carry on the back. Okay, they show here actually the whole thing of sei oi nage, back or shoulder throw. Interestingly, it can also mean betrayal. How about that? So anyway, that's se for back. All right, the next one, abdomen, is pronounced hara, hara, and can also be pronounced fuku, fuku. Okay, and the kanji for that looks like this. We'll use hara, hara, and that is the kanji for hara or fuku, and the meanings are abdomen or belly or stomach. So the hara or the fuku there, hara there. This is hiragana, this is katakana. And from our danzan-ryu perspective, you would recognize hara. Actually, from any martial arts perspective, the hara is used in the term harakiri, and that's considered to be somewhat vulgar in Japanese language. It is better to say seppuku, to cut the belly. It really means the same thing. Harakiri means belly cut, and seppuku means to cut the belly. But it's more polite, I guess, to say seppuku. But from the danzan-ryu perspective, our term for seifuku jutsu comes from this, and that means when you say seifuku, that means to restore. That's a combination of two characters. Also, another technique from danzan-ryu, harage ishiwari, from the kianomaki, uses this to lift the belly to break the stone. Anyway, so that's hara or fuku. The next one, trunk. This one is written as do, and the kanji for that looks like this. Okay, there's our niku radical again, and that's do, and that means the trunk or the torso. It can also be the hull of a ship. How about that? So trunk or torso is do, and in our danzan-ryu we have a technique called dojime, which means the trunk constriction. It's actually a leg scissors on the trunk, on the waist. Okay, heart. Now we've seen this character before in another context. Shin. Shin. This is the character for Shin. Let me write that out in hiragana also. Shin. This means heart. Heart. It can also mean mind or spirit. So the idea of the mind being in the chest, or the spirit being in the heart. Okay. So that is heart. Shin. The next one, blood. Now we deal with we might deal with that in some instances, and that is chi. Chi. And the kanji for that is this guy here. Okay, chi. And one place that you see this frequently is in the term hanaji. Hanaji. And let me write that out here. Actually, let me just show you this one first before we go on. This means blood, and it can be chi or ketsu. Ketsu is another pronunciation of that. But this character, you might remember from the previous video, hana and chi together means a nosebleed. Okay, a nosebleed. And occasionally that happens in a class. Somebody gets hit in the face and they get a nosebleed, and we have to learn how to stop the nosebleed. So there is hanaji, and that comes from, or that uses the kanji for blood, or chi, or ji. Okay, the next one is jinzo. Jinzo. Okay, now the kanji, the two kanji for jinzo look like this. Okay, that's jinzo. Pretty complicated characters there. Jinzo, and that means, oops. Now that one by itself means kidney. Let me use the dictionary since we have multiple kanji here. That together means kidney, and you can see the usage there: kidney stones or kidney inflammation, nephritis, kidney trouble. And so we have that character. Oops, let's do that. We have that character, which means kidney, and this one, which means the entrails or the viscera. Okay, so we're talking about the kidney organ there. Okay. So jinzo. Okay, waist. Now waist. This one is a familiar term to most people who do judo, and that's koshi. Koshi. We talk about koshiwaza, or the major hip throw ogoshi, and that one looks like this. Koshi. Koshi. Alrighty? So that's the waist, or the hips. The loins, the hips, or the waist. Okay, so koshi. And as I've said in a couple of the videos, the way I remember kanji has to do with shapes. Okay, this is your niku radical for meat, and this one, this part of the character right here, is similar to the character for west, nishi or west, and so I remember west and waist. That's just my way of remembering that. So you can remember things as however it works for you. So that's waist, or koshi. Alrighty. Next one is testicles. Now this one is an interesting character. I mean, we talk about being kicked to the testicles or things like that in martial art techniques. It starts off with the character for gold, or kin. And then we use the word for ball, okay, or jewel, if you want to call it that, the golden jewels. And so that is kintama, which is gold and precious object, and I think we might agree with that. That the kintama, or the testicles, it's a colloquial expression, is used for that. And let me just put the hiragana there for you. So kintama. Most often we hear about, for instance, if you're talking about a kick to the testicles, that would be kin-geri, a kick to the testicles, or a restoration of a blow to the testicles, or a strike to the testicles, would be kin-kappo, a resuscitation of the testicles. So anyway, that is that one. Alrighty, leg is ashi, and that character looks like this, ashi. Alright, ashi is this character. And notice that leg, it can also mean, that character can also mean foot. Okay? So that's leg or foot. Alrighty, ashi. Okay. Thigh is momo. Momo, which means the thigh or crotch. And you want to be careful not to mix up that momo with that momo. That's also pronounced momo, and that means a peach tree. Okay, so we want to use this character for thigh, momo, as in soto momo horai or uchi momo horai. And notice, just as an interesting point here, that momo here can also be, here's momo, mo. It can also be pronounced mata. So for those people who do judo, you may know the term uchi mata, or inner thigh, the inner thigh sweep. In judo, they call it uchi mata. In danzan-ryu jujitsu, we call it uchi momo harai, inner thigh sweep. So just a point of interest there. Okay, the knee is hiza, and that looks like that. That's the character for knee or lap. Interesting. Okay, that is knee, hiza. Shin is sune, and the character for that looks like this. Sune, and we have that leg or shin. That's really we use it typically in some of our danzan-ryu technique names, like sune shime, or the shin strangling, the shin constriction, I should say. Okay, sune is shin. The ankle, well, like the wrist is the te kubi. This is the ankle would be the ashi kubi, and I don't remember if this one will come up in one shot or not. Let's find out. Yeah, it did. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so ashi kubi, and the dictionary calls that the ankle, ashi kubi, and literally means the foot neck. Ashi kubi is ankle. Okay, foot. Now, one might, if you use the previous logic for the previous technique, one might think, well, let's use ashi te for this. But if you do that, ashite actually means to be a drag on or a hindrance to somebody. So we don't want to use ashite. We want to just use ashi, and that also means, as we saw in the previous, for leg, that means foot. So you can use this character. You can use this character for either leg or for foot. Okay, and to me that looks like a person, and there's their foot right there. That's a big foot on a person. So if you want a way to visualize that, that's how I visualize that. Okay. All right. Now, the final one in this section is toe, and toe is, you could say ashiyubi. In fact, a couple of our techniques in danzan-ryu use the term ashiyubi, and that's fine. You can use ashiyubi, and that's understood if you say it. But to be absolutely correct and pedantic about it, the correct term is ashino-yubi. Ashino-yubi, the fingers of the foot is how that could be thought of. And so that looks like this. Ashi, the hiragana no, which is a possessive particle, and then our character for yubi, our fingers. Okay? So ashi no yubi, or if you are, if you want, you could say ashi, and then yubi. That's how it was. That's how it was written in the. Oops, did I mess up? I think I messed up. Put this in the next line. Ashi, yubi. There. That's how it's written in the scrolls. But to be grammatically correct, it should be ashino yubi. Okay. So there you go. So there's the second part of the vocabulary dealing with anatomy. So hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next video.